Hello.
Hi, Roosevelt. How are you? Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you going?
Oh, good. Apparently, I'm quite tired today. I don't know why. I don't know, I've been going to bed early, if anything. Maybe I'm sleeping too much.
That's a possibility, isn't it?
How long do you sleep each night?
Not much lately. I've been having some really late nights enjoying the internet.
What's happening online?
Just sometimes you're looking for stuff to laugh at, but sometimes you don't find anything. You know? You ever experienced that?
Yeah, you just end up in sort of looking at things that are a bit sad or a bit emotional or earnest or something.
It's like you're looking at memes, but none of them are that funny or something.
Hey, I'm actually calling for the podcast. It's a good preamble. We're doing an episode about American candy, and I'm wondering if you have a favorite American candy.
Oh, that's such a good question.
I feel like you're not a big candy consumer overall, like I am.
I know I like candy. I don't really like chocolate that much, but American candy. Oh no, I'm so stressed. I really like sour candy.
Okay. Can you narrow it down a wee bit?
I can't. I don't know that I've ever really had good American candy. Oh, I had a Babe Ruth. That's a chocolate bar, isn't it?
I'd have never heard of it, but that's an American baseball player, so...
Did I make it? Oh no.
The Babe Ruth? Well, I'm going to Google this. I like the idea that you're just naming baseball players.
No, it's called Baby Ruth.
Oh, it's Baby Ruth. Okay, I heard Babe Ruth.
That is what I said.
So that's your favorite American chocolate, is the Baby Ruth?
I'm not saying it's my favorite. I'm just saying that's a chocolate that I had once.
Okay, it was introduced in 1920, 105 years ago.
That's
As old as you old witch.
I don't think I've said a single thing on this call that I feel proud to be broadcast.
Welcome to me every entire episode that I do.
Whatever, that's scripted. That's a you problem.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment counselor, who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Flightless, flightless, flightless bird touchdown in America. I'm a flightless bird touchdown in America.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm excited about today.
Yeah, this is up your alley.
This is such an obvious thing that we should have done a long time ago. And last week, you're like, let's just go and get a bunch of American candy and dive into it.
You're a big candy guy.
It's hard to describe how much I like sugar. It's bad.
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen you at like the airport. You're grabbing candy before a flight.
Yeah, it's like I'm nibbling away all the time. And so my parents, Pam and Alistair, they just, growing up, there was always like, and I need to talk to them about this, but there's always candy around.
You were allowed to have candy growing up?
I was allowed to have candy.
Wow.
Yeah, there was candy, and I would go down to the corner dairy, and there would be these little dollar bags of candy. So in New Zealand, there's like the official candy that's wrapped, but then there's like little dollar bags that the dairy owner... Am I using the right... Do you have dairies here? What do you call them? 7-Elevens?
Convenience stores.
Convenience stores.
Yeah.
We call them dairies.
Okay.
In Australia, they call them milk bars.
Okay. Is it because they sell milk?
They sell milk, definitely. Each dairy owner would wrap their own like favorite candies into little dollar bags. And I would go down and like have my dollar, and I would buy one of these mystery bags of candy. And I think that's how I got into it. And it never stopped.
Mystery bag?
Yeah, it's a little like paper bag, a white paper bag, so you couldn't see inside.
That they've unwrapped candy and rewrapped.
Yeah.
Oh,
correct.
That seems ripe for trouble in America.
Wild. Absolutely. That would never happen in America.
No.
Like there would be people being sued.
Yeah.
But over there, I think that's how I got into it. And my older brother, Rob, is the same. When he got married, his wife, we talked about this last time I was back in New Zealand. She would like in his office drawer would like just discover like bags of candy.
Wow.
And so we both have it bad.
My mom was always in and out of the like diet fads.
Okay.
So that I think always a little bit affected what was allowed in the house. But the funny thing is I do think my mom, she loves candy and gets like very addicted to it when it's there. Like I remember we went back to visit and I had bought a like big party size bag of Reese's bunnies. It was around Easter maybe. And overnight, she had eaten most of the bag.
See, me and your mum are the same. I have no impulse control. And my body can also handle having that much sugar. So if I have a bar of chocolate, I've had to stop buying bars of chocolate because I get a big slab, I will just eat the whole thing and I won't feel sick. It's clearly bad for me. I'm enjoying it, but I have a capacity just to eat and eat and eat. And that is part of the deal. Because I was raised on it.
We had the like dairies. We had convenience stores that I'd go to. We had Pat's Pantry that we'd ride our bikes up and we'd save up and it'd be $1 for candy. I do remember the trick though. There was a hardware store called Menards.
Uh-huh.
Great name for a hardware store.
Yeah, great. Totally.
You could get the like same exact candy, but for half the price because it was a hardware store.
That is a great hack.
Go up there and you'd get a Hershey bar for 55 cents.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Yeah, no, I love that. Did you have gobstoppers in like these big hard candies?
Yeah. Jawbreakers.
Because surely like kids died on those. Like those things were crazy. We also, at our school tuck shop, I'd always go and get the meat pie and then I'd always get a little like bag of short circuit candies. And they were like these little hard like candies that were so sour. And the idea was that you just like could see if you could stand them, basically.
We had that with Warheads when those came out. Do you know about Warheads?
No, I've never heard of them, but I imagine they're the same thing.
Yeah, I think the logo is like someone's face squeezing from being sour and the head exploding.
Yeah, right.
I was not a sour guy.
Not a sour guy.
As a kid. They did have Warhead fizzies though, which were sweeter, and then they just fizzed in your mouth.
Yeah, right.
I was into that.
Yeah.
We decided to go to the grocery store this morning, which was an interesting 8 a.m. grocery store trip.
8 a.m. is a really intense time to do a grocery store. You've recently woken up. The lights are really intense, and you're just thrown into it.
Well, you're not really in the mood for candy at 8 a.m., which...
No, speak for yourself.
They say don't grocery shop when you're starving because then you buy way too much. So maybe this works out where we were more objective because we weren't craving candy so much when we were doing this.
Yeah, so half an hour ago, we went and bought some candy, and this was our methodology. All right, so it's 8 a.m. on a Friday morning, and Rob and I are walking into Yvonne's to get a shit ton of sugar. So, all right, we're in the candy aisle and already overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think what we should do is let's each pick our 5 favorite. And then also I think you need to go through and tell me what you don't know. And I'll tell you if it's kind of iconically American and you should know it, or if it's some weird off-brand that's okay that you don't know.
This is one of my favorite sections in a grocery store.
I'm going to go Reese's Cup for my first.
I'm a big Skittles guy. There are a lot of different types of Skittles here. I'm going to go wild berry Skittles.
You're going gummy Skittles?
I'm going gummy. Yeah, I like to chew.
All right, I'm going to go Butterfinger.
Beautiful yellow packaging. I have never had a Butterfinger in my life.
Wow.
I've seen them. I always pass them by because I'm like, what is that? I don't want something full of butter particularly.
It's not butter.
Okay, I am going for... I love Nerds. Nerds are my jam. There's something about them. It's like sweet and refreshing at the same time, you know?
And you relate to them?
You son of a...
This is going to be a very unpopular choice. And I wouldn't say it's typically in every candy aisle, but I do see it here. I'm going to go Andes.
All right, I am going for a packet of Junior Mints. I first knew these were a thing watching Seinfeld growing up. One of the first things I did in America was I was like, oh my God, that's not a gag, it's a real thing. Bought them. The texture, everything about the Junior Mint, amazing. Some people don't like a minty candy because they think it's like toothpaste. I adore it.
All right, I'm going to go Twix next. You know about Twix?
I feel like Twix, I always think of Twix as like an old man's chocolate. Just an old man on a park bench with like no teeth, like chewing on a Twix.
What are you saying about my selections of candy, David?
Okay, I am going to go for...
You have two more.
Two more. I'm going for a Sour Patch Kids. Love Sour Patch. I'm a big fan of the watermelon variety. Love that flavor. This is such a jarring thing to be doing at 8 in the morning.
I think I've got to just go classic and do Hershey's chocolate bar.
Wow, the vomit chocolate of America. Okay, I've got to get one more, right? I am going to go for... I'm kind of surprised I haven't picked a chocolate already because I love chocolate. I'm going to go for a Tony's. I only had this Tony's recently, but Tony's chocolate is like chocolate on like steroids. It's so sweet and chocolatey.
Yeah, I would have definitely picked Tony's over Hershey's, but I was trying to go for...
old school.
Yeah, more classic candy. But yeah, you want to go bougie chocolate, go for it.
When it comes to candy, I'm a bougie guy.
I'm pretty sure for like baseball, we had to sell Tony's chocolate door to door. They make little kids go and sell chocolate door to door to raise money for the team.
Oh, that's so cute. Did you sell a lot of them?
No, I think most of the time what ends up happening is the parents just buy them. I think you need to find 2 or 3 things that you've not had before.
Yeah, I already feel like I know. I'm going to get Red Vine, which I feel is very like a very American licoricey raspberry thing, but I've never tried it.
Have you had Twizzlers?
I've never had a Twizzler.
I think let's get both. I think you need, because that's also a debate. People that like Twizzlers versus Red Vine.
Oh, Milk Duds. I always hear about Milk Duds. I don't know what a Milk Dud is. I feel it's going to disappoint me already.
Have you had Airheads?
No.
I was into Airheads a lot when I was a kid.
Okay, let's try some Airheads. I feel almost ill looking at our pile of candy.
I do too, but I feel I don't want to miss out on, like, if you had Good and Plenty, if you had Mike and Ike, if you had...
No, okay, we need to get all of these, right? Hot tamales,
Yeah.
Good and Plenty. Yeah, let's get a bunch of these guys. I feel for our first episode on candy, we're doing pretty well. This is a truly horrific pile of sugar to be looking at. Like, this stuff kills you. Like, sugar's not good for you. It's bad. But I do love it. Okay, let's get a cart for all this candy and we will check out and go and consume and review. This is now a food review podcast. Okay, so we now have in front of us an interesting task, and I'm not quite sure how we want to do this, but I just want to, we're going to try this and see what memories it evokes, what feelings it evokes, what it does in our mouths. Don't panic. There's not going to be chewing. It's not going to be a chewing episode. I think what we should do, because else we're going to feel ill. Well, I won't because I'm invincible. But we just have maybe, it's like a wine tasting, but with candy. We have like one piece. In between sessions, we maybe have a moment. We swash some water around and then continue.
I think we only have Topo Chico. I don't know, like slosh some Topo Chico in between chocolate.
Okay, so we have our 5 personal selections of our favorite American candy, and we are going to eat them in the order from our...
least favorite to most favorite, but still, these are all
least
favorites.
favorites still. They're all faves, least to number 1. My number 5 as the Skittles gummies. Skittles, grew up with these in New Zealand. A lot of movie-going experiences were Skittles. So I have a lot of like fond memories of watching films. I believe Jurassic Park would have been a Skittles moment.
I'm not big into sour. I could do like original Skittles when I was a kid, but was never my Never my go-to. I think I was more chocolate.
I was originally a hard Skittles guy, but since coming to America, the gummies, delicious. Yeah, number 5, Skittles gummies.
All right, my 5 is going to be controversial, but it's more for the memories. Which is your favorite, Hershey's chocolate.
Yeah, we did a chocolate episode of this podcast a long time ago, exploring why there was a slight taste of vom in America's Hershey's chocolate. That's an episode you can explore, but it is iconic, right? Like, you grew up with this shit.
Yeah, this was what we would get for 55 cents at Menards.
Yeah, good old Menards. Love Menard.
Yeah, and then making s'mores with Hershey's. You've made s'mores before, right?
I have, but just explain to me in American context how important s'mores were, like, in the experience, and like where you made them, because you need a fire for s'mores.
Yeah, it's a camping thing, and this is gonna go a little bit against my pick.
It's okay. We can be layered here on Flightless Bird.
When I would make s'mores, I would skip the chocolate.
So you're just going like biscuit and
graham cracker with toasted marshmallows.
Of course, in America, a biscuit is a different thing. So
Yeah.
a cracker, you call it a cracker?
Graham cracker.
A graham cracker, the marshmallow.
Yep.
That's all.
You're supposed to do Hershey with it, and sometimes I did a little bit, but I feel like it, just like the texture, it was like a big block of chocolate. It's hard to bite through.
Wild, controversial.
I know, but
You're a marshmallow man.
But straight up chocolate from Hershey's, I'm a number 5.
Okay, number 5. All right. My still good. Mumbles Rob under his breath. I love that view. My number 4, Sour Patch Kids watermelon. I discovered this candy purely in America. I'd never had it in New Zealand. And I don't know if this is just in LA, but I found this at the movies. It was on sale there, and I thought, let's try this thing. And my taste buds were like, holy shit, this is like the watermelons, but in particular, and the whole Sour Patch Kids thing. My number 4.
I had the same exact experience with Sour Patch Kid watermelon. Like I was not normally gonna grab Sour Patch Kids from the candy store, but movie theater, I did it. Or I think I had like a girlfriend got it.
Ooh.
And then I had some and was like, oh, this is good.
This is the one. What's your candy sharing policy at a theater? Like, you go with a friend. It's different depending. Friend, wife, date, whatever.
Lover.
You go along, you buy your candy. What is the sharing policy? Are you passing it around? Are you putting it in the middle and you can just go and raw dog it with your hand? What's the vibe?
It depends on the person. If it's not a partner, I think it's pour into hand.
I'll give you a scenario. You've got 5 friends.
Yep.
You go to the movies. You're with your bros. You're with your homies, you know?
My bros, yeah.
And you each get your own candy, popcorn candy, whatever. You've got your little pile of Sour Patch Kids and Hershey's. What are you doing with that? Are you passing it down the aisle, or are you keeping that shit and keeping the bros off your candy?
I mean, 5 is a lot of people to be sharing.
Because think of all those little fingers going into that.
I'm not even there. I think at that point you're pouring into hands.
You're pouring, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on what it is too. But if there's 5 of you and everyone wants some, like, you're not getting what you just ordered.
No, you're getting like one little square of chocolate, and the rest is gone.
If you're with like 2 people, I feel like in that case, it's, do you want any of this? And sharing some. But 5, I think, starts to push the share factor. But also, I not sticking hands into a box.
Bad.
This is like, pour in or break off. Or
I'm still scarred from an experience I had when I was at university, went to a film with about 5 bros. And I passed my candy down the aisle, never came back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 5, like, too many people to share candy with.
I'm looking down the aisle, it's all gone. All right. Sour Patch Kids, number 4, delicious.
All right, number 4 for me. I will say too, I haven't had a Hershey's in 3 years.
Mm-hmm. You don't need to give these disclaimers. It's okay. We're with you.
Well, I'm like trying to put where my top Butterfinger.
It's like a hard decision because you haven't had a lot of this stuff in a while. Yeah.
And like I don't stand behind how good Butterfinger
This is not an official endorsement?
Correct.
Are you worried that you're going to be like, this is going to be clipped out and they're going to be like, Rob's fourth favorite candy is Butterfingers, you loser?
I'll take that back. I stand by this one. Butterfingers.
Okay. Just also as a note, I'm curious if our energy changes over this half hour because we are slowly getting, like, I can feel a bit of
loony. So Butterfinger, Bart Simpson, I think, endorsed at one point.
Really?
I think he was character for it.
Right.
Crispy, crunchy, peanut buttery.
Okay.
Butterfinger.
All right.
And you've never had this, right?
I've never had it in my life.
It's chocolate outside and crunchy peanut buttery inside. Not butter, though. Peanut butter.
Yeah, I've never...
I think that's the distinction.
Okay. Yeah, I've always been concerned when I saw them on the shelf that they're going to be like too buttery and too rich.
So when I was a kid and they would eat these, I felt like they were stale.
Right.
Like that was kind of the vibe when I ate them, was that they were kind of stale and they'd stick to your teeth a lot.
Yeah, always like felt like they'd been on the shelf too long, but that was just their probably like generic state.
And like if you had too much of it, wouldn't make me feel great. But since coming to LA, there's a donut shop called Donut Friend.
Okay.
They make a donut called the Stiff Little Butterfinger. They name all their stuff off of bands. So they have the Green Tegan and Sarah, the Motion City Sunday. They have one, it's chocolate with peanut butter in the filling, and then they sprinkle, I think they've found like a version of Butterfinger that's not the crunchy thing, but they sprinkle that on top. And that made me love Butterfingers.
That got you back on the Butterfinger train.
Yes.
Endorsing them as your number 4 favorite candy.
Number 4. So much.
Okay. I want to try this. I mean, you have like made me... Also, it's a very different texture. It is quite hard.
I will say this is a fresher... Also might be because I was getting my candy at Menards, which was a hardware store. Maybe they weren't the freshest.
This is good. Texture's good. Taste is good. I thought it was going to be like very more like a Reese's vibe, but this is like crunchy. Definitely sticking in the teeth. Can feel it sticking on there. Can feel the teeth already like rotting. Stay tuned for more Flightless Bird. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Support for Flightless Bird comes from Helix. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while now, you'll know that when I got stranded in America about 4 years ago now, I had no bed or mattress. And that's where Helix came in. I jumped online, went to their website, did a really short sleep quiz, and I got matched with a mattress that has given me a great sleep ever since. I've always had issues with sleeping. I've had a shitty back and I overheat. Not so with my Helix mattress. So yeah, do what I do. Go to their website, take the quiz, get matched with a mattress that then turns up to your front door, and off you go. Lights out. Have a great sleep. Go to helixsleep.com/bird for 27% off site-wide. This is exclusive for listeners of Flightless Bird. That's helixsleep.com/bird for 27% off site-wide. Exclusive for listeners of Flightless Bird. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/bird. Flightless Bird is brought to you by BetterHelp. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, a big place of stress in this world can come from work. I feel like every project I've done in my life, whether it was making a documentary or a podcast, it comes with certain stresses. And I think this summer is a really good time to look at that stress and try and get to the root of some of it and mainly how you deal with it. Workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. A holiday is great for something like this, but it isn't a long-term solution to stress. Don't forget that therapy can help you navigate whatever challenges the workday, or any day for that matter, might bring. The thing that I've found with therapy is that it doesn't change the situation you're in, but it changes the way you deal with it. And in some cases, that may pretty much be the same thing. If you can learn how to deal with any situation and at least be calmer in it and less stressed, then that's a huge win. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. It's convenient as well. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life, and you can switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of experience. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bird. That's betterhelp.com/bird.
Paradise is back
It's finally here.
in a new location, Costa Rica. There will be adventure, drama, and romance,
All gas, no brakes. That's my vibe.
Ready to find some love.
but it wouldn't be paradise without surprises along the way.
These kids need to learn.
That's right. Your favorite Golden alums are crashing the beach.
We bring in a party, baby.
Bachelor in Paradise. New Mondays at 8, 7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Okay, my number 3 is Tony's. This was a new discovery here in Los Angeles. Just very intense chocolate. I got the salted caramel flavor. I like things sweet. I like things intense. And Tony's is just like, it's my number 3.
Salted caramel would be my pick. I would have picked Tony's if it was like
What do you mean?
pick fancy chocolate.
For once, I'm the fancy boy
Yeah.
here. It's coming through. When it comes to candy, I've got standards. Yeah, definitely number 3. So good. Very happy. Tony's. Your number 3?
My number 3, I'm gonna go Twix.
Twix.
Twix is
The
my
old
number
man's
3.
candy. Old man sitting
Old
on a
man's
park
candy?
bench. Dentures need a clean. He's chewing on a Twix.
Did you have all the Twix commercials in New Zealand?
Not that I recall.
I might be conflating and confusing.
No, just dive in. What do you think it was?
I think I'm confusing Doublemint like the twins sharing a Twix.
Okay. What, there were 2 twins sharing something?
Yeah, I think that was Doublemint. Where
Okay.
they'd pass each other a piece of gum. But I like to think they were sharing Twix.
A Twix,
and
yeah,
they were
'cause-
opening a Twix, and everyone. It was like have with a friend.
Yeah.
You take one stick, they take the other stick.
So a Twix always has like the 2. That's the general vibe of a Twix.
Well, that's another probably very American thing is they do king size, they do variations of everything.
I mean, when we went to buy this stuff, most things came in like just a giant version. And that was more accessible than the smaller versions.
Yeah, we had to. Yeah, the checkout line was where you actually found the real versions
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
But like Reese's Cups has 40 variants that we could have gotten there, and same with Twix, where there's different flavors. Yeah, I went classic with all the flavors.
Classic layout. Okay.
You had Twix, right?
Oh, I love a Twix. Yeah, I'm down.
Twix was always my favorite Halloween candy.
Was it? Yeah, right. I remember one of my biggest disappointments as a kid was, I don't know how old I would have been, but my mum was like, we're going to get you a picnic, like a chocolate picnic.
A chocolate picnic.
Yeah. So I was imagining we're going to go to the park and there's going to be like a blanket on the ground and it's just going to be everything chocolate, like a chocolate picnic.
A chocolate blanket?
Yeah,
And,
just
like a chocolate basket?
everything, like a
and-
basket, everything there, you know? Got to the park. It turns out that was just a brand of candy, a picnic bar. And I remember being so, as I'm like a little greedy kid for candy, I just remember being like, just a bar? I thought this was going to be a whole picnic. Oh, I was so disappointed. I
You let
was
your
like
mom-
so
you let
sad.
your mom have it?
I was like, oh, I got so angry. Really tore into her. Yeah, really let her know how I felt.
Little nerdy David.
Little angry.
Nerd. Let's pick your next candy.
Yeah, well,
David.
actually, nerds. That's the thing. Number 4.
Which is number 2 for you?
Yes, sorry. Number 2, nerds. There's something about them that's sort of refreshing and also sweet. I love how loud they are and obnoxious. Like it's that sound. Number 2, nerds. Oh,
Did you have Pop Rocks in New Zealand?
we did, and I associated them so heavily with America. They were rare, but sometimes you'd find them in a store, and it was like magic. Like, what is this noise? What is this feeling in my mouth?
Yeah, they were kind of in the same world
sphere,
as nerds for me.
Yeah, these are great. Such an intense hit of flavor. They're the kind of candy, though, as well, that like you have enough of them, your tongue starts to like hurt, which isn't as pleasant. Yeah, very happy.
All right, I'm pretty sure this one's not American that I picked for my number 2. I picked Andes mint chocolate.
What the hell? I've never heard of this brand. Looking at the packaging, it feels like this feels like a high-end, your parents have it on the table after dinner as a little post and a treat. Maybe at a fancy restaurant. They're going to hand these out at the little desk as you leave, you know?
My memory of Andes, I think most, was if we'd go to a restaurant and they would give you it with the check.
Oh, okay. Like amazing.
Your palate cleanser.
No, that's the exact vibe that I had with it.
The end of dinner. And my grandma had these a lot. So it's associated a lot with her, too.
Oh, that's beautiful. I do associate certain candies with my grandparents as well, who've all passed away, but they also had sweet tooths.
It's a good portion size, like not too much chocolate.
I mean, this cannot be American because this is small.
Yeah, I mean, it's got French on the cover.
Yeah, no, this is not American. It's too tiny. Okay. Oh, Rob, this is great. Andes. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This actually, okay, I'm sort of curious now because my number 1, Junior Mints. But as I have this Andes, I'm like, holy shit. This is possibly going to compete with the Junior Mint.
Oh, it's better than Junior Mint.
Okay. Junior Mints, as I said when we were shopping, heavily associated with Seinfeld. Do you know the scene I'm talking about?
No, yeah.
What? You hate Seinfeld?
No, I don't hate Seinfeld. It was just...
wasn't your thing?
I think I was too young and it was...
You're calling me old.
No.
Damn you.
Yeah.
So what the scene was?
I'm big Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm fan.
Yeah.
But Seinfeld is not as nostalgic to me to go back and watch.
It was like my comfort thing has always been Seinfeld and Star Trek Next Generation. Annoying that Jerry Seinfeld is like a massive dickhead, you know, that's like an annoying revelation recently. Yeah. So the scene in Seinfeld was basically there is someone is being operated on. Somehow Wacky Kramer, is like up looking down in the operation. I don't remember why he's up there. He's eating a Junior Mint. It drops into the patient. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Junior Mint's better than Andes.
Wow. What are your thoughts though? Like, I remember getting boxes of Junior Mints and them all just being melted together.
That is a problem.
Yep.
In a heat wave, they all just... So if I get these, they go straight in the freezer, so there's no risk of them melting.
But you're at a convenience store that like doesn't have air conditioning in the 90s.
Oh.
Like half those Junior Mint boxes they were just a melted ball of chocolate and
these
mint.
cannot withstand any kind of heat whatsoever.
I do love that it's just a cardboard box with loose chocolate inside of it still. Like, was there any wrapper?
No, nothing. No, just cardboard straight to chocolate. I'm going to have 2 more. These are so good.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
That's my number 1. Rob, your number 1?
My number 1, I'm going classic Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Okay. Explain where you first encountered, like, in your childhood, like, were these a big thing? Was it more recent?
They were definitely a childhood thing that I would get. I think this was probably my number 1 candy that I would get as a kid. And I think the thing about Reese's is everyone would eat them different ways.
Right.
Everyone would have different methods. And I think it became a marketing campaign, or maybe it started as a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
But I would eat the chocolate around the edges.
Oh, like nibbling like a little rat or a little mouse.
All the way around. Because technically, I think just the pure chocolate was my least favorite part of it. And I wanted to save the gooey peanut butter. It's not even gooey. I wanted to save the peanut butter.
Yeah.
For the last bites versus the people that just opened it and took just bites.
Bit straight in.
Seemed crazy.
What technique can you demonstrate?
I don't think so. I don't think audio show.
Yeah. It's just going to be deeply boring for anyone listening.
Yeah.
There's a little cup.
Yeah. What's your method of eating these?
I'm greedy and I just throw them straight in.
Whole thing in your mouth?
Yeah, whole thing in. Yeah, like a big, disgusting giant, man. Yeah, I just throw them in, chew them straight down. I barely chew. They're almost like just straight down my throat.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah.
But all the way around.
Yeah, a little nibble all the way around. It makes it last, doesn't it? If you have an activity with your candy, that's smart. Okay, well, that's our top 5s. The next thing I wanted to move on to was candy that I have never had. I'm, I guess, just going to try it and give my initial assessment. This is either going to be incredibly interesting or quite boring, but I am excited about it. Okay, I'm going to grab a box. You're going to tell me the vibe.
To be honest, I've had these, but I was not getting Good and Plenty, Mike and Ike,
okay,
Milk Duds.
Are you saying you don't really have a big perspective on these?
No.
A big stance?
No.
Okay.
So let's, dive in. Dive into this batch. This is like...
Hot tamales.
These are like hard candies that are a little chewy, this batch of 5 that we have here.
All right. So... Hot tamales on the packet. I'm reading America's #1 cinnamon flavored candy.
Yeah.
Not a big field, I imagine, in cinnamon flavored candy, but
I think a lot of these are more like classic American candies. Like these have been around for a long time.
Okay. So these
and
are
I don't think they've really changed much.
Fierce cinnamon, 110 calories per serving.
I'd be curious to see if you find this spicy or not.
Okay.
Again, just loose in there.
Loose, like the Junior Mint, loose banging about in that cardboard box. Okay. Don't love them. Gooey, chewy. I'm not a big cinnamon guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're warm, but not in a way that makes me think like this is exciting. They're just kind of like,
I think maybe the order we did this is going to screw up how you feel about all of these because
yeah, completely.
Most of these candies are, I think, very one note.
Okay.
Dots.
So dots make me think of doing like dots of acid, but apparently it's a candy as well. Not that I do a lot of acid. I've done it once and it was a good time, but okay. Assorted fruit flavored gum drops. I will take a red one. 0 out of 10. This is just like...
Is this a gummy with not as much flavor?
Sticks to my teeth. The flavor feels very just undecided. It's like they didn't quite finish the taste test. Well, and it's just like...
I think that's what's going to happen with this pile of traditional candy that we got. I think these are probably more origin stories of where candy started and then evolved into this madness of... Here's Rainbow Nerds that's infused with all these different flavors, and your your gummy Skittles are kind of a more impressive derivative of Dots.
Yeah, these are like the low key kind of like lesser versions of these things.
Kind of like the grandma candies.
It is amazing that they last though. Like some of these like old school ones are still around. And I guess that's just nostalgia and people like wanting what they had when they were kids. I would say if you are listening to this and you have some kind of like, maybe you work at the Tootsie factory or something, just like this is apparently made by the Tootsie company. Email flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com because I would love some like backstories of some of the stuff. Okay, Mike and Ike. From a branding perspective, like I don't even know what this means. Like Mike and Ike, are they people? Original fruits, chewy assorted fruit flavored candy. It's another cardboard box with loose candy inside.
Yeah.
I can feel like a sugar high. Like I'm definitely getting...
So I'm glad I stopped.
Mike and Ike. Better than the Dots. It has more of a kick.
Yeah.
It's got more flavor. Less disgusting texture. Mm-hmm. Like it's not just like goo. It's got like a bit of like kick to it.
It starts off it starts hard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Mike and Ike's. I give that a solid 5.5 out of 10.
Okay. And we were tens on your top 5?
Yeah.
Or you're 8 to 10 for all those?
Yeah, my top 5s are all like 9 or 10, I'd say. Milk duds, something I've been avoiding ever since I got here because I think the word dud just makes me think like this is a dud. Like, is that the same meaning in America? Like if something's a dud, it's useless.
I mean, I'm sure there's historical meaning that makes sense for milk duds.
Okay, this is from the Hershey Company, so it's probably going to taste like vomit. Okay. Another cardboard box with loose candy inside. Okay.
Oh, David.
This is much chewier than I thought. This is like a chewy, I think rough on the fillings. I'm imagining that the fillings are hating this. I don't hate this.
You found a new favorite, huh?
7.
7.
A 7.
Wow.
I love caramel as a flavor. I love that it's like gone all in on the chewy. Like it's not half-assing around. It's like, I'm going to be a chewy candy in your mouth. I'm throwing some of those back.
Wow.
Good.
Good and plenty.
I'm still chewing that down. Good and plenty. It's a licorice candy. It's a fat-free candy, it says on the label. Good if you're watching a figure. Good when you're shredding for summer. I do like licorice. Not so much like the Dutch Intense salty variety, but like the... Okay, so this is a pink. There's a pink version and a white version. Are they different? Oh. White's good. Just like a licorice flavor. A light licorice flavor. This is...
Same flavor?
Yeah, same. White and pink the same. I'd give Good and Plenty 4.5. It's sort of like, it's not great licorice.
Yeah.
Texture's kind of gross. Yeah.
All right, speaking of licorice, that was a good segue. There is the debate, I feel like a contested debate of Twizzlers versus Red Vines.
Okay, both of
America.
these mean nothing to me culturally.
Really?
I've got no links. I don't know what the deal is.
It is American. I was the same. I could have seen this being like Norwegian.
Okay.
All right, yeah, Red Vines versus Twizzlers. And we went Twizzlers pull and peel, which I always preferred.
You can't just say pull and peel and not give context.
I just did. I don't know.
Like what pull and peel? Okay, so Rob has opened the pull and peel, revealing some two shiny strings of licorice. Okay.
So you've got Red Vines and pull and peels. Pull and peels as a kid were always my favorite between the two. You do this. They pull apart and then you get smaller ones that you get to eat.
Kind of like very like visceral, like you really got your fingers all over that thing. So what, kids, you'd get these and kids would just be like yanking on them and getting their own pieces?
Well, and I think more traditionally you were getting the regular Twizzlers and you would bite each end and that would become a straw.
What?
Yeah.
What the... What? So you're sucking things up with it?
You're drinking soda out of a Twizzler.
So we have the similar thing I think that we have in New Zealand is you can do that with Tim Tams, which is a biscuit.
You turn Tim Tams into a straw?
Yeah. So essentially,
it's like a little rectangle, like a
rectangle,
right?
Tim Tam is a little chocolate biscuit, but basically there's two hard bits, and in the middle it's like soft chocolate, and then it's chocolate around the outside. So if you bite either end off a Tim Tam, basically the cracker bit or the hard bit acts as like the straw wall, and if you suck hard enough in like a hot drink, then that middle like soft bit of the Tim Tam,
so messy.
Yeah. Oh no, it's horrific. It's not clean, but the middle bit melts, and you can just like suck your tea or coffee up through the Tim Tam.
But the chocolate's like mushing into your tea.
Oh, it's horrific.
Too.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a mess, but it's like it's what we do.
Yeah. All right. So I take a bite of Red Vines. I mean, Red Vines to me are a little more classic licorice. I think if I'm getting licorice now, I would get Red Vines over Twizzlers. But Pulling peels were fun as a kid.
Red Vine, if there was less than 0 out of 10, I would give it a less than 0.
Less than 0.
This is, can you just try a bit and tell me this is an off or something?
No, this is what red vine is supposed to taste like.
No, this is
what
awful.
they're supposed to taste like.
You know, this is, and this is what you use as a straw because the inside's hollow.
I think, yeah, you could do it with red vines too.
No, the only good use of this would be a straw. Like, I'm not being like edgy or controversial. It's like, this is just like
David destroys red vines. That's our title for this video.
This is weak. No.
Can't see if Twizzlers is any better on your palate. Just take a chomp out of that.
Oh, very different flavor profile.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. It's still terrible. It's like a 2 out of 10, but I like this a lot more than the Twizzler.
Are you not a licorice?
Other than the red vine.
Are you not a licorice guy?
Oh, I'm a licorice guy.
You are?
I know my licorice.
Yeah.
But I've been raised on New Zealand licorice.
Yeah. I have had New Zealand licorice, and I mean more like less mass-produced licorice is typically better, as is, I think, almost any candy.
This is both of these are pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Twizzler's definitely better than the red vines. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just how I feel. I got to have a junior mint to like wash this down.
Clean your palate.
Because that is like some nasty shit. Having a junior mint after that is like I've ascended into heaven. Creamy mints and pure chocolate. Junior mint. Yes.
And that's it. That's our candy.
I'm kind of like, in the back of my mind, I'm hoping this episode is a jumping off point to find.
I think no one listened to it. I think they got through
we get the idea.
Through the first 2, and they were like, "This is terrible.
Yeah,
I'm turning this off."
What the hell is this? If you have any sort of like amazing candy stories, email us, flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com. If you work at the Hershey's factory, if you have like some sort of story about nerds and what's like actually in them, we want to hear from you.
I think a part 2 of candy is definitely warranted.
A deep dive.
Just like the differences and how America produces its candy and like supersizes everything.
Big time.
I think there's something to explore there.
Yeah.
But it also just felt so massive that needed to get your kind of
want to start
taste
broad.
And
I mean, I love this episode. I love, like, as I say, like, I love candy. That's a big part of me. It's made me super curious about diabetes. It's something I know, like, diabetes is one of those things I know so little about. And I just assume that if I keep exercising and moving, then it'll be fine. But also at times, I think, as I'm getting older and I'm like throwing back bars of chocolate, I am super curious, like, whether that ever becomes like, if my blood is like becoming
becoming
diabetes. So maybe that's something I'd like look into next, because I don't want to wake up one morning after like binging on all my favorite chocolates to find that I'm like push myself over into this like medical territory that I was unaware of. So maybe that's the next topic. Anyway,
it seems like a much more boring take on candy, David.
It does.
Intake on your blood.
Yeah, so boring.
Not to offend
so boring
people that are passionate about this.
Thank you for letting me eat all this candy at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's really intense. We will see you next week.
Yeah. Let's take us out, David. Eating an Airhead.
Okay. Bonus candy.
Bonus candy for David. David's never had an Airhead. Stick the whole thing in. Just eat this whole thing. Here. This is a mini Airhead, so imagine this like 3 times the size.
I don't know what is going on with this. It's just like chewy gunk. That's it.
That's it.